Gail Cruikshank is the talent director from the Greater St. Cloud Development Corporation. She joins us now for our Get a Job segment. Morning, Gail. Need some volume.
Is that better?
I can hear you now. That's good. That is
All
a lot
right.
better, 100% better from where we were. And every conversation we have with Gail is epic, but this one is especially because we're talking about Epic. Describe what Epic is.
Well, Jay, Epic is a community collaborative that we have been embarked on in the last couple of years, and it stands for Exploring Potential Interests and Careers. And we have hosted a couple of events at SETCC for anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 students over the past. But of course, the pandemic put a little bit of a halt on gathering that many folks together. And so we are excited that we've created some additional new opportunities. And this time we're really focused on those influencers. So anyone that influences our future workforce, be it a parent, a caring adult, a grandparent, a neighbor, a mentor, a big brother, big sister, any of those folks, we're encouraging them to come to an event that we have set for March 10th from 4 to 7 p.m. at SETCC. And it will give you the opportunity to learn right from our industry experts about what does the career look like, what skills are best aligned with these jobs, what education is needed, and what kind of pay can that worker anticipate when they get out of and into that work position. So we have our industry leaders that will be there answering all of those questions for any of those influencers of our youth, because as we know, 80% of the decisions for where what a student does for their career comes from that influencer.
And it's really a challenge, I think, because I have a son as an 18-year-old. He doesn't know what he wants to do. And we're very patient with him at this point. And just trying to figure out, you're trying to make a major decision at 18 years old. In some cases, you make it a little bit earlier. In some cases, a little bit later. That is going to affect you probably for the rest of your life. So that's a big decision to make. And trying to find what that job is and what that career is that you might want to go into. It's always good to at least have, some examples. And like you said, the influencers can kind of lead you down that path. What do you suggest for some of those young people as far as trying to find out what is going to work best? Try a lot of things?
Well, absolutely. And the more you can explore, then you don't only just identify what your passion is, you also identify those things that are not your passion. And the more you can do in your middle school and high school years to do that exploration, the more aligned you're going to be to know that when you are ready to hit the workforce, you're doing the job that you want to be doing. And because of the way, education has continued to become more expensive, and a lot of companies are hiring students right out of college, right out of high school, and willing to train them. The dynamics are so much different, and so it's really critical. The more opportunities our youth can have to explore careers, so be it coming to these epic events that we host, or calling up a neighbor or a friend and saying, can I just sit down and talk with you about what your careers look like within your organization or your industry? Looking at JobSpot just to see what kind of jobs are out there and what descriptions talk about, what they could anticipate in that role. All of those things are very important to help that worker, future worker, understand what's my best fit that aligns with my skill set and my passion.
Gail, one of the things that I find to be challenging when you see job descriptions online, and I know people need to be thorough with what those job descriptions are, but in some cases, it still doesn't tell you exactly what that job is going to look like, what it's going to feel like, and some of the responsibilities you're going to have. If you look at those things and you're like, I still don't know what this job is, and if I qualify for it, what are the next steps for you?
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I do always remind our employers, don't just copy the job description that's within your organization onto the job posting that goes out to the public. That job posting needs to be really an advertisement for that job. It needs to be very specific and eye-catching and, short, concise comments instead of paragraphs of what they can expect, or maybe they're talking in terms that don't make sense to somebody that doesn't work in that industry. So again, employers, keep those very simple, very concise, and interesting to read. But to your question about if you really don't have a good understanding of what that career looks like, reach out to someone that is in that career and just say, talk to me, answer my questions. There are so many employers in our community that are so willing to do that. And more than likely, you might know someone, or your parents know someone that's in that industry. Use those folks to really get a clear understanding of what does that job look like? What would a career path look like for me? So again, the more knowledge you can gain, use our wonderful internet to explore, videos. There's so many videos out there about certain careers. So use do your homework diligently before you decide what that career might be, because we can't just go to college and say, we'll figure it out. It's just not an option anymore for us.
Yeah, you're spending a lot of money on something you may or may not use, I guess, is the other thing.
Right.
And in some cases, these could be jobs that you may not need a 4-year education. Maybe it's just a 2-year training, or maybe it's even less than that to get into the workforce. Right. Employers certainly are really looking for individuals. Are there some situations where let's say you're interested in a company before you even have any schooling, that employer might even pay for some of the schooling just to try to get you in and get them in that career?
Absolutely, they will. There are many employers that will pay for either, they want to find the right fit. So they want to find somebody that fits their company culture. They'll train you on the specifics. They're really looking for attitude and culture fit, and then they can train you on those specific skills in many cases, because many companies prefer to train their own way, if you will. So that is certainly an option. And so looking at all of those things, and now, as we talked about last month too, it is clearly more than ever a job seeker market. So, those job seekers, even outside of our students, can really have an opportunity to explore what they're most interested in, because opportunities are at a high premium right now.
So, Gail, the Epic for Influencers, March 10th at SCTCC from 4 to 7 p.m. And then we have the event coming up for students on October 28th of 2022. So that's a little ways off, but still important to mark down on the calendar and get students ready for that particular event. Yeah, go ahead.
I did want to share that the Epic for Influencer event on March 10th, again, we are trying to really, control the number of folks through there, still being a little bit pandemic careful. So you do need to register. And the easiest place is to go to our Epic website, which is epic-mn.com. And that'll direct you right to the registration link. Again, it's free. You just sign up for an hour that you want to come, just so we can control the numbers of folks in the building at the same time. And then also, just a couple of things we are also doing is we are also creating career explore posts for all of our industries, so students can, again, learn more on site about those careers. And then we're also creating Epic Explore kits, which will be housed at the library. So that, again, will be another opportunity for families and whoever thinking about changing a career to check out a box and learn all about that career before they make that decision if it's the right fit for them.
So these are things, plan ahead and give yourself an opportunity, I suppose it looks like, to try to make, as an influencer, to try to help out those students that are trying to find their way. And if you're a student or maybe you're a parent of a student that might qualify for the Epic event on October 28th, how quickly do you try to make sure that person is signed up for it?
That is all directed by the schools. So if a family or a youth is very interested in attending, I would definitely talk to their school principals or their guidance counselors. We target 10th grade students is our age category, but it is truly up to the schools to send who they wish to for our October event. But students can certainly come with their influencer on March 10th as well to learn more about it together, since we've had to cancel our last event due to the pandemic. So definitely all I can say is if you are an have an opportunity to influence a student with their career choices, please keep an open mind to their interests, learn about it together, and then really help them figure out that and talk through that scenario, because it is really a critical step in their life and will impact them for quite some time. So you play a very important role as an influencer. So the more educated you are, you can help them make the best decision possible.
Yeah, we have just a couple of minutes left. Why do education institutions invest in this work?
They really love that opportunity to learn more and see how they can help bridge that education and that employment or industry partnership together. They know that it's the future. And again, if they can make sure that they're delivering the programs that are best going to align with what our careers of tomorrow are, everybody is going to win. And so we have great partners with all of our EPIC activities. All of our post-secondary partners are very engaged in helping make this a success, as well as over 200 employers are coming to the table to help partner and support however they can. So it is definitely, like I said, a community collaborative, and we're so lucky we have so many engaged folks anxious and ready to help, ensure our youth are headed down a career path that's going to be supportive of their passion and their skill set.
Gail, if people do want to find out more about EPIC, is there a website that they should go to?
Yes, epic-mn.com. is the EPIC website. And if you want to learn more about some of the work that GSDC is doing, it's greaterstcloud.com. And lastly, stcloudshines.com is our community portal that highlights all the great things in our community, including all of the jobs that are available, which you'll find through JobSpot. So those are three of the key websites that would be very helpful for you, either as a job seeker, an employer, a parent, anything that might apply.
Excellent. Gail, thank you as always. We'll talk to you again next month.
All right. Have a great day.
That's Gail Cruikshank, Greater St. Cloud Development Corporation. She's the talent director there. This has been our Get a Job segment on WJON.